Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Going the Distance. This is episode 35. Can you believe we've done 35 episodes? I can't, but I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I want to welcome the new members who are just joining us for the first time, and I want to welcome back the members that have been joining me from the beginning. Your support is greatly appreciated, and before we get started, I'd like it if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, commented on the video, and shared the video with your friends and family, and just support our channel because that helps a lot. So we got some sports news, we got some music news. I've got an announcement that I'm gonna make, and we got a little motivation. So let's get started. So first we're gonna start with Tyreek Hill in Miami. He has restructured his contract and he signed a 3-year, $90 million deal. I guess to bring more people, newer people in, or sign the rookies to their contract in Miami. So we'll see how that does. Tyreek Hill's one of the big playmakers in Miami. Him and Jalen Waddle. So let's see how that plays out. Since we had the Hall of Fame game on Thursday night, which I'll get to or later on, there's now talks of the 2025 Hall of Fame class inductees. And some of the names that they're floating around are Eli Manning, Terrell Suggs, and Marshawn Lynch for the 2025 Hall of Fame. What do y'all think about that? I can see Terrell Suggs and Marshawn, but Eli, not so much. I think Eli just kind of got his fame from beating the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl, and that's the only reason he got the rings is because of some weird plays in the Super Bowl. But he'll get in first ballot. All these guys are first ballot Hall of Fame inductees. So we'll see how they go. Now, just because these were the names that were announced doesn't mean these are the names that are going to be finalized. They still have to vote and do all that. So, do y'all think these names get in next year? And if not, who else do you think gets in? Let me know in the comments, and I'll keep you guys updated on everything going on with that. Next, we're going to move into another contract extension. It was Harrison Buckner, the kicker for the Chiefs. The Chiefs and Harrison agreed to a 4-year, $25.6 million extension, making Buckner the highest paid kicker in the NFL. Now, I think this is great because Harrison had some controversy early on, which I don't think he deserved. He spoke his mind at a university commencement speech, and people just raked him over the coals about what he talked about. But what he talked about was needed to be talked about. So congratulations to you, Harrison, and we'll see how you do this season and the Chiefs do. I'm pretty sure y'all do good, but we'll see how everything goes this season because we start preseason this weekend. Because the Hall of Fame game was Thursday, preseason week 1 starts this weekend. So who are y'all's favorite teams to look for in the preseason? What games are y'all excited about? Let me know in the comments. So speaking of the Hall of Fame game, it ended in the third quarter because of inclement weather. Now, I watched a little bit of the game, saw some highlights mostly, and it looked like a really weird game because they did something new with the kickoffs and the kicks. So it looks more like college kicks now. And they're all lined up, and nobody can start running until after the ball's kicked. After the kicker kicks the ball, then everybody starts running. It's just going to be a weird. It's going to be weird to see the kicks this season. But I'll get to the final score of that game here in a few minutes. It was reported that the number 2 overall pick in this past year's draft, Jaden Daniels, was named the number 1 quarterback for the Redskins, which, again, I think is great. That's like Chicago not putting in Caleb Williams after drafting him number 1. I think the number 1 and number 2 overall picks ought to just go ahead and start, because those are the teams that need most, that need to be, have the most work on. So we already know Chicago has Caleb Williams and he's starting, and now Jalen Daniels is starting. So when they have Chicago versus the Redskins this season, that'll be a real good matchup, I think, to see how that goes. And honestly, I think Caleb Williams is going to win that matchup if they play each other this season. I haven't looked at the scheduling to see if those two teams play each other. I think they do, and they should. But we'll see how that goes. So I want to talk about something that kind of surprised me and something that I learned about this person. So as everybody knows, Skip Bayless has been a fixture on ESPN and Fox Sports 1 for years. Just, he's a go-to. He's a big Dallas Cowboys fan. He was on First Take with Stephen A. on ESPN, and then he went to Fox Sports 1 and he did Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. And then Shannon Sharp left the show and he restructured Undisputed with Skip did with Keyshawn Johnson and Paul Pierce, and he put he's had Richard Sherman and Michael Irvin on the show with him. Well, Friday, Skip Bayless announced on social media that he was leaving Undisputed and he was leaving FS1 after 8 years with the network, which kind of came to a shock to me because I thought he was going to be there for the long haul. He was great on Undisputed, and now granted, I didn't watch Undisputed all the time, but when something big was going on, like now that football season's getting ready to start up, I was going to start watching Undisputed more to get his reaction to everything going on. But now I'm going to have to find another way. He said he's had other opportunities that he's working on, and so I can't wait to see what his other opportunities are. Now, I was surprised that he left, but here's the thing that I was most surprised about, and I should have known this. When I looked him up to see why he was leaving and left so abruptly, I found out that he is the brother of Chef Rick Bayless, who is a very well-known chef. And looked up, and they're very smart, both of them. So, it's amazing. I like Rick Bayless as a chef. I like Skip Bayless as a sports columnist. So, to bring those two together and find out those two are related is just unbelievable to me. And how I didn't put that together before, I don't know. But I wish you the best in your future endeavors, Skip. And I look forward to seeing and reading what you do in the future. So, as I said earlier, I was going to talk about the Hall of Fame game. And that was between the Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans. Well, since the game ended in the third quarter, the Bears defeated the Texans 21-17. And it was rained out for inclement weather. Now, I know a lot of people don't really watch the Hall of Fame game because not much there's not a lot that happens in the Hall of Fame game, but at least football's back, and that's the opening for football. Preseason, regular season doesn't start till September, but now we have our slate of preseason games. And I haven't looked to see who all's televised, but I know the Patriots and the Panthers play. So I'll probably be looking at that one to see how that game pans out, and see how the new coaches do with the Panthers and the Patriots, and see the quarterback, see if Bryce Young has improved, see if Bryce even plays. And I'm going to look at the Patriots to see how Gerard Mayo does as a head coach, and I want to see how if Drake May plays for the Patriots and see how he does. So I will give you guys an update on those stories next week, and I'll have a few preseason scores for you. But again, in the comments, let me know what teams you guys are looking forward to see in this preseason, and give me a prediction on how y'all think y'all's teams are going to do. So now I'm going to steer a little differently, and we're going to talk about golf a little bit. Now, this broke this morning that Truist Bank was going to become the new title sponsor for the PGA Tour event at Quail Hollow. What the new name is going to be? Is it going to be the Truist Bank Open? I don't know. But we will see how that goes. And as everybody knows, I kind of enjoy watching golf and seeing how, the players do. And we'll see how this new team works out. So now we're going to move into some music news. And who we're listening to. Now, who are we listening to this week is Trapt. They've had 8 albums, and they formed in California. Their biggest hit was Headstrong. That was their very first hit. That was their mainstream breakthrough hit. And they've kind of had a bad rap, yes, I know, for a good little while. Because, they had Headstrong, and that first album was just phenomenal. And after that, they just kind of dropped off. They changed their sound, and their lineups changed all throughout everything. But the one person who has stayed with the group through all the lineup changes is the lead singer, Chris Brown. They've had 8 albums. Their recent album, The Fall, was going to be released in 2024. I found out about him in 2022 with Headstrong. My favorite song from them is These Walls. It's a great song. It's a great thinking song. It's a song about breaking out of the norm and breaking down the walls that you have, and just being free and being who you are, not being somebody else wants you to be, just being who you are. He says, please help me because I'm breaking down. No, that's still frame. But These Walls, go check out These Walls, because that's my favorite song, and that's the song I want you guys to listen to this week. In fact, I want you to listen to all of that whole first album from Trapt. It's the name of it. It's a self-titled album. I want you guys to go listen to it. It is a great album. It's a hard album, a hard rock album, with some ballads in them too. A couple of the other songs I want you guys to listen to from other albums are Ready When You Are, Black Rose. Do go listen to Steel Frame. And let me know in the comments what y'all's favorite Trapt song. What's y'all's favorite song in general? And who's y'all's favorite group? In the music news, I do want to say that Aerosmith officially retired from touring this last week because Steven Tyler had had a vocal injury. Now, they were in the middle of their farewell tour, but had to cancel abruptly because Steven Tyler had vocal injuries. And I can kind of see that because of how his voice is. So, Aerosmith had a great run, and now they can go home and enjoy retirement now. So, I have an announcement to make, and I teased this several weeks ago on the show. Said I was going to wait until the end of August to do this, but I think I'm going to go ahead and announce it now. That in September, I am going to go see Hootie and the Blowfish, Collective Soul, and Edwin McCain. And then I'm going to go see Stained, Breaking Benjamin, and Daughtry. Both tours are in September, and both tours are within like 3 days of each other. So, I'm really looking forward to the shows. Love all the bands that are going to be on the lineup. Can't wait to hear their music live. And I've been following them for a long time. Now, the reason I decided to make the announcement now is because the what we're listening to segment, I'm going to feature an artist from each one of those, from the tours, from each show. So, because there's going to be 3 acts with Hootie and I think 3 or 4 acts with Stained, I had to have time to go through all of them and do my research on all of them. So, I will give you guys a video after the concerts to let you guys know how it was. I'll do one on Hootie, and then I'll do one on Stained. And I'll break down the show, I'll break down the acts, and I'll break it all down and give you guys the news on it all. So, in motivation this week, I saw a quote that really resonated with me. And the quote was, "You're always one decision away from a totally different life." So, that means if you're thinking about doing something that's good and can change your life, do it. If you're on the wrong path and you're making the wrong decisions, and the right decision comes along, but you decide to take the wrong decision, take the right decision, because that wrong decision can change your life for the worst. If you take the right decision, it changes your life for the best. And you can have a totally different life if you choose the right decision, and have a totally different life if you choose the wrong decision. So choose the right decision, choose to pray, choose to look to God for all. When you're having a tough time, look to God and pray, because prayers do get answered, dreams do come true, and just know that God's always watching, and know that the good decisions are because God put those decisions there. And you change it. When you follow God, you change your mindset. Your mindset stays to a positive mindset. Instead of always looking to the negative side, you look to the positive side, and you look to the light instead of the darkness. So, in motivation, look to the light and not the dark. Choose the good and not the bad. And choose a good life and not a life that you're going to regret 20, 30, 40 years in the future. And I know we all have regrets, but keep the regrets low. And so I believe that's all I have for this week, y'all. I want to thank you guys for going the distance with me this week. And I hope you guys have a good weekend. And I might do a video on Friday. I haven't decided yet. But if I do, I hope you guys join me for my Friday show. Hope you guys have a good rest of the week. And God bless.